My name is Chris Conley. I'm an advisory solution consultant covering ServOps, and today I will be talking about our better together between IT operations management and IT asset management. In terms of agenda, we'll cover why ITOM is critical to the success of ITAM. I'll provide a demo, and then throughout, I'll be mentioning how you can learn more about some of the topics I'll be covering. So let's start with really the main driver or outcome of IT asset management. First and foremost, gaining a consolidated view of your hardware and software assets is going to be crucial. Often we see that these are stored in multiple systems of record, thousands upon thousands of software titles, as well as thousands of hardware assets. Having a consolidated view of that information is going to be critical. That allows us to then drive efficiency, not having to swivel chair between multiple tools to make decisions, and then ultimately providing optimization. So cost optimization, as well as mitigating risk. Cost optimization takes the form of things like, have I purchased too many software titles for a particular subscription? Do I have cloud resources that are over provisioned and therefore costing me way more than I should be paying? Or mitigating risk. Think of software titles that are nearing end of life, as well as hardware assets that are nearing end of life, potentially the target of security attacks or vulnerabilities. These are all things that ITAM helps customers do. But in order to do that, you need good data to make those good decisions. So how does the data get to ITAM and into the platform? Well, you're going to need ITOM to do that. So ITOM discovery at a high level takes the form of a couple of different ways of doing discovery. One, on the right, you see our native agent or agentless discovery. The agent you'll hear referred to also as ACC or Agent Client Collector can be installed on Windows, Macintosh, or Linux for discovery of those devices. And we'll discover the software on those devices that's needed by SAM, and we'll discover and create the asset records associated with any CIs that we discover. And that's made use of by HAM. In terms of things that cannot support our agent, we have our agentless discovery capability. That's going to discover things like cloud resources, as resources like RDS, as well as IaaS resources like EC2. And those resources are used by solutions like cloud cost management, which I'll be talking about here in a minute. Now, we also know that our customers have made existing investments in other management tools that they would like to use to maybe populate the CMDB with. Maybe you've made an investment in System Center or BigFix or Jamf in order to manage your end user devices. Well, we can use that data to help populate the CMDB. Now, I'll be talking about in a minute which method, why service graph connectors may not always be the best method for populating CMDB for certain outcomes. But that being said, service graph connectors are our certified way of bringing data in from one of those third-party sources. So it's important that if you are connecting to a third-party source to populate the CMDB that you're using, that it has that service graph connector stamp of approval. That means that we wrote the integration, or it was written by the third party and went through the same testing and support as it would if we had written the integration ourselves. So let's talk more about some of the details about how ITAM is critical to the success of HAM and SAM. So in terms of SAM cloud, we do FinOps in the cloud using what we call ITAM SAM Cloud Cost Management. That is going to require a few different things from ITOM. One, we need to be performing some form of cloud discovery. That could be through our ITOM cloud discovery capability or through one of our service graph connectors that supports the public cloud. Additionally, in order to do things like right sizing, you're going to need to do some sort of host-based discovery that can be done through our agent or agentless discovery capabilities. Now, in terms of software in SAM, end user software, perfectly suitable to use as service graph connector for populating the CMDB with this information. I'll show you, though, in a demo why we strongly recommend for anything that is data center or cloud to utilize ITOM discovery in order to populate the CMDB with software information. But in terms of SAM, installed software needs to be populated, populated by a service graph connector or through ITOM discovery. And then from a hardware standpoint, for net new hardware, you'll probably have some sort of mechanism for importing that new data into the CMDB. But for existing hardware assets, utilizing ITOM discovery, agentless or agent-based, or even a service graph connector for end-user devices to create those asset records automatically and associate them with the CI that is running on that asset is going to be critical. So let's get into the demo. So we are looking at a Windows Server CI. And this server CI is running one of the enterprise software titles that I alluded to earlier, SQL Server. So this is to illustrate the point of the importance of using ITOM discovery in order to populate enterprise software titles like SQL Server and Oracle. You can see that these software installation records were created by ITOM because discovery source is ServiceNow. We see something here that's very important, and that's the word Enterprise Edition. So what we find in terms of bringing in data from a third party, like maybe SCCM or MECM, is that those tools don't always properly discover the edition. And that can have a major financial implication when it comes to discovery of the edition between things like Enterprise Edition for SQL Server and Standard Edition between SQL Server. So it's important to be able to properly discover that, and we do properly discover it with ITOM. Second, I want to point out that we are discovering the version. That's going to become important like I mentioned earlier, where we're trying to mitigate risk by identifying versions, and potentially if and when a version of a software title is nearing end of life, we're going to want to put a plan together to make sure that that gets updated to something that is current. Next, I want to point out something that you also do not is not something that's supported with importing data and creating CIs using a service graph connector, and that's through our relationships. Relationships are automatically created when we run ITOM discovery. And that's important because you can see we have 8 CPUs and 1 core per CPU in this virtual machine, right? So that's what the operating system sees. But that's not how certain enterprise software titles are licensed. We can see that we've created a relationship between the virtual machine and, in this case, this is a VMware ESX server that is running on. And if we click on this, we'll see that the physical server itself actually has 2 CPUs and 14 cores. That is going to have a major license implication, right? So it's important to be able to understand the underlying virtual or physical hardware that an application is running on or software is running on. Last but not least, we can see that an asset record was automatically created. So as part of ITOM discovery, we're going to discover the information that is used to populate the asset table. That asset table is then used by HAM, all right, hardware asset management. Again, this asset was automatically created when the CI was created, and this CI was created using ITOM discovery, and a relationship was automatically built between the asset and the CI. So I appreciate everyone taking the time to view this video. And everyone, I hope you have a great day.